Hello everyone. Now we are going to cover the selection and sowing of seed, and today is the second class of the chapter called crop production and management. So in this chapter we have already covered the introduction part. Okay, then we already covered about the food from the plants and animal, then agricultural practices. We already covered the soil preparation. Here we discuss about the plowing of soil, leveling of soil, and applying fertilizers. Even we discuss about natural and chemical fertilizers and difference between them. So today we are continuing with the selection and sowing of seed. Okay, so this is the second step and really very important in order to select the proper seed for the particular crop. Okay, so selecting good quality of the seed is very important. Okay, that seeds must be healthy. Okay, in the next important part of the crop production. So for the crop production, these are again the very important step is the selection and sowing of seed. In India, government body called the to remember very important National Seeds Corporation, NSC, National Seeds Corporation is involved in the production of good quality of agricultural seeds. Very important. Just do remember the name. NCS is National Seeds Corporation of India is responsible for the producing good quality of agricultural seeds. National Seeds Corporation of India has also helped in setting up seed testing laboratories in different parts of the country, so that in different parts of the country good quality of seed is going to test, and this good quality of seeds are going to provide to the farmer so that they can produce good quality of crop also. Okay, so that's why selection of seed is again very important step in crop production. Okay, so here we have one activity. We have to cover that activity. Okay, so that we can understand how to separate or how to identify good quality or bad quality of seed. Okay. Okay, so first we have to complete that part first. After the seed have been selected, they need to be shown in the field. Okay. Okay, so now we have to select, we have to understand how to select the good quality of seed. Suppose you are having particular crop seeds at your home. Suppose you are the farmer. Okay, and you have different type of seed, but we have this this is the wheat or rice seed. Okay, rice means the paddy. Okay, paddy crop. So suppose you have paddy seeds, and what you had to do, you had to take a water in a beaker. Okay, this is the beaker having water here, and just pour some seeds into the water. So some seed, after some time, some seed will get submerged. Okay, and some will float on the surface. So the seeds which are going to float on the surface are bad quality of seed. Okay, but the good quality of seed, they are having higher densities, who will sink in a water. Okay, so by this technique we can select the good quality of seed. Okay, so the separate healthy seed grain from the spoiled one. Okay, here we have material needed is the beaker, then glass bowl. Okay, maybe beaker or glass bowl, water, and wheat grain. See, here we have separated wheat grains here. Okay, next, fill the beaker with water. Okay, we had to take water here. Then put some wheat grains in the beaker. We had to put some grains here. Stir them. We had to stir them properly. Okay. Then stir them and leave them undisturbed for some time. Okay, we had to keep undisturbed this state for some time. So what will happen? Some grains settle down at the bottom of the beaker while some float on the surface of the water. Okay, as you can see here, these seeds are flowing on the surface and that are settled down at the bottom. So what is the conclusion behind that? So the grains that have been damaged by insect tends to be lighter and float on the surface. Means that seed which are flowing on the surface of water are spoiled one. They are not good for the crop production. Whereas healthy grains are heavier and settle down at the bottom. So this is one of the technique by which we can separate good quality of seed. Understood everyone this technique?
Yes, sir, I have one doubt.
Yes, sir.
Yes, beta, yes.
Sir, why do healthy grains have more density than unhealthy grains?
See, suppose you know what insects are doing. Suppose here we have the grain. Okay, so what insect will like make bores on that. Okay, is it? Will
Yes,
make
sir.
bore.
There will
So
be air
and
gaps
When they'll
inside
make
the seed.
air,
yes,
the air will
and
pass and
yes,
make the
yes,
low
yes,
density.
and that bore will get filled with air. That's why that seed which is filled one have lighter and will float on the water.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Okay. Now, after selection of good seed, we had to apply sowing of seed. Sowing. Sowing is the process of planting seeds in the soil in a crop field. Okay. The following point must be kept in mind before or while sowing the seed. Number one, first point. Seed should be sown at appropriate distance from one another. Okay. So like distance between seed must be there so that when plantlet, okay, the plant will grow from there, will have area to grow properly. Is it? That means they have proper distance between them. Overcrowding may result in competition for air, sunlight, and nutrients among the young plants that emerge from the seed. Okay, is it or not? There will be the more competition. Such competition is harmful for the young plant to grow properly. That's why there must be distance between the seeds or plants. That's why we have to show the seeds in a soil in such a way that they have some distance between each other, between them. Okay, everyone. Next,
Yes.
very important point. Seeds should be shown at the correct depth. Okay, it should not be very deep in the soil and must not be on the surface. Okay, they have to be in a correct depth from in the soil. Neither too shallow, not too deep, not much upper part and not much deeper part of the soil. Okay, so that point we have to keep in mind while sowing the seed in the crop field. Sowing can be done manually, okay, by hand or with the help of implement called seed drill. So just do remember the instrument which is used for sowing seed is called as seed drill. Seed drill. Okay, everyone. Seed drills is the device which is used to sow seed in the crop field. And manually we can use like sow the seed with the help of hand sow. Okay, so now we have to understand both one by one. So first we are going to understand the manual sowing of seed. So this process also called as broadcasting, okay, involve direct sprinkling of the seed into the soil or digging the soil and planting the seeds. Okay, generally you must be have you gone through that the planting of the plantlet of the saplings of the paddy crop in a crop field. It is done by manually, but now we have machines also, seed drills, but it is in our area we are still sowing seeds by manually, by hands only. Okay,
Yes, sir.
yes, seeds shown in the manner are distributed eventually, which may result in the overcrowding. See, that are shown in proper distance so that overcrowding of seed may be avoided. It is very important. Okay. Next, also this method may not ensure that all seeds are sown at the correct depth. Okay, sometimes when we are sowing seeds manually, sometimes seed may go on the deeper or maybe on the shallow part. Okay, some seeds may be on the right depth. Okay, so by manually we cannot decide the proper depth, is it? But machines like we have seed drill will going to show the seed on the proper depth. because it can be adjusted properly. Is it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, and manually sowing also takes much time, okay, as compared to the seed drills. So here you can see how seeds are being sown here with the help of seed drill machine. Okay, so now we have to understand seed drills. See, seed drills can be pulled across the field using the bullocks or the tractor. So generally we are using tractor. Okay, seeds sown using a seed drill are distributed evenly and placed at the correct depth in the soil because it is machine. Whatever the distance or we will adjust, whatever the depth we will adjust, that machine will work on the same way only. Okay, that's why the proper sowing is done only with the help of seed drills. Okay, everyone. Understood, everyone? Let me show you the diagram. Wait a second. Yes. Can you see that seed drill, how it works?
Sir.
Here we have the seed chamber. This is the seed chamber. We have to pour the seed over here, okay? And seed will go from here. Let me use another color of it. Okay, like here. Seed will go from here and will pour in the soil one by one, like this. Okay, so this is the seed drill. Okay, so I want everyone had to take a screenshot one by one. Wait a second. Okay, so next very important method is irrigation in agricultural practices. So irrigation is nothing but, okay, the proper supply of water to the plant so that plant will grow properly in order to produce a good yield of the crop. So irrigation is again one of the important method. So seed sown in the soil, okay, after the seed sown in the soil, okay, they require water for their proper growth. And water requirement differ from crop to crop because rice, the paddy crop require more water as compared to other crop. Okay, for instance, paddy. See, paddy means the rice crop. Needed a constant supply of water. Okay, whereas wheat requires water at a regular interval. Is it or not? Is it, everyone? Yes, the paddy crop require constant water. Yes, the rainfall is one of the source of the water for the crop. Otherwise, we have like tube well, dam, wells. Okay, they by where we can also provide water to the crop. As one cannot always depend on the rainfall. Okay, other way of supplying water to the crop have been devised. Like we have irrigation. See, what is irrigation? That we have to understand that. Okay, what is irrigation? It refers to
water supply to the crop.
Yes, yes. Okay. So irrigation refers to the artificial application of water to the soil for assisting the growth of the crop. Okay. So irrigation is nothing but the artificial method. It is an artificial method because crop cannot be depend totally on the rainwater. Okay, that's why we had to supply water from either from the dam or tube wells or well or from rivers also, lake. We have the water reservoirs. From there, if you will applying water, it is called as beta irrigation. It is called as irrigation. So water for the irrigation is obtained from the wells. So these are the sources for irrigation: rivers, lake, water reservoir, tube wells, etc. So these are the important. Yes, beta.
Sir, I have two doubts, sir. What is reservoirs?
Where?
Sir, the blue color underline, sir. Beside lakes.
Beside lake. Reservoir like dam. Water reservoir like dam. Okay.
Another doubt, like
Suppose here we have the river, okay, and we have made one barrier for flow of water. So water will going to stay here. So this is called as dam. Okay. So this can be like water reservoir. Okay, so it is called as reservoir, water reservoir. Understood? Methods of irrigation can be considered under the two broad categories. One is called traditional one and other is the modern one. So yeah, so we will understand both one by one. So first method we are going to understand is traditional method. So traditional method like canal irrigation, furrow irrigation, okay, chain pumps. See, we will discuss each one by one. Don't worry here. Okay. Then it is pulley system. Okay, pulley system means we are having suppose here we have the river water, and here we have the very long wheel here, and wheel contains small buckets on its surface, and it is being like rotated manually. So river water will get filled in that small buckets and will drop over here, and here we can like supply water to the crop field. So many traditional methods were being used in order to supply water to the crop field. Okay. Okay. Then we have Dhekli. It is again one of the traditional method. We can like you can go through with internet also to observe how they looks like. Okay, because in different part of India they have different kind of water sources. So they are using different kinds of practices. Okay, then we have rahat. It is nothing but the water wheel. Okay, that we discuss here. This is called as water wheel. Okay, are some of the traditional method of irrigation. These methods are cheaper because they do not require electricity. They do not require like motor pump and all. Okay, diesel pump, they do not require for that. That's why they are very cheaper, but often lead to the wastage of water. But wastage of water is much in traditional method. Okay, now the second method we are going to understand here, the modern method of irrigation. So modern method, like we have sprinkling irrigation, drip irrigation system are the example of modern method, and it applies or uses very less water to supply water in a very large crop field. Okay, the loss of water is very less in modern techniques. This method helps in saving water. Okay, so see, this is the furrow. Okay, this is the furrow kind of irrigation system. Okay, here see, you can see here we have the water like small furrows. From there water is flowing continuously. Okay, and it requires lot of water, but as you can see in second diagram, we are providing water to the crop by sprinkling, so it requires very less water. Okay, so sprinkling or sprinkle irrigation is the method that involve pumping water under the pressure through the nozzle and spraying over the soil like artificial rain. Okay, here we have, you can see here in the diagram, it shows like the artificial rain over the crop. This method is particularly effective for irrigation uneven land and area having the sandy soil. Okay, so this, even in our area we are using such type of irrigation in gardens also. Okay, then we have the drip irrigation system. Okay, generally drip irrigation system are being used by the farmer which are growing vegetables and fruits farming. Okay, so drip irrigation system is the method that involves the use of pipes, okay, or tubes with a very small hole over there, so that drip like drop by drop water is going to supply to the plant. Okay, to deliver water drop by drop directly to the base of each plant. Okay, this method is very useful for like areas having a shortage of water. So this is very effective in order to saving water. Okay, so modern techniques like require less water and save more water. Okay, and by using less water we can irrigate more crop field area. Okay, and it is again we can say like a very useful technique. by which we can save the water. Okay. The furrow, what is furrow means? The furrow is a long narrow cut made in the ground using a plowing, okay, which holds the water for the crop. It is called as the furrow. Okay, we already gone through over here. So let's discuss here. Which method of irrigation would you recommend it for the reason that frequently experience the shortage of water? So either sprinkling or dripping system. Yes,
Irrigation.
yes, yes.
Drip is the best.
Yes. Why? Because it supplies
Why? Because it only
water
gives drop by
directly
drop.
to the plant.
Because they answer in this method.
Water is wasted.
Yes, 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 yes. Good, good. Okay. So care must be taken not to not to waste the water. Okay. Yes. Yeah, because we had to save water. Water is the life. Okay. Excess of water on the field may cause a condition like waterlogging, okay, which may harm the crop by decreasing the amount of air available to the roots. Okay, if water is collected in a crop field, so will remove, or the roots of the plant will not going to have much air through them, so that plant is not going to properly. That's why the water logging in the crop field is to be avoided. Okay, and by sprinkling or the drip irrigation system we can avoid that, so that roots of the plant will get proper air for the proper growth. Okay, leading to increase in the salt content of the soil. If water is going to log in a soil, will increase the salt content of the soil. Yes, beta. Yes, beta. Second.
You told that in this